back to Language Pills Academy. Today we're gonna discuss the reading module tips that are very important for Pearson Test of English PTE. So basically in the Pearson Test of English reading module there are 5 sections. If we talk about the number 1, that is multiple choice, multiple answer. Number 2 is multiple choice, single answer. Number 3, reading, writing, fill in the blanks. Next one is reading, fill in the blanks. And the next one, reorder paragraph. And out of them, 2 are very important. These are reading, writing, fill in the blanks and reading, fill in the blanks. And we're gonna study the grammatical strategies which can help us improve them. So, in reading module, your knowledge of the grammar matters a lot. Grammar skills are important as they help you understand what you're reading. Tenses, sentences, parts of speech, forms of verb, phrasal verbs, active passive, direct indirect, conditionals can help you attempting the reading module. Let's talk about the rules of infinitives. You need to remember if there is a blank after to, the word in the blank will be the first form of verb. That is, with the to, we use the first form of verb. Examples are, I am here to attend a meeting. Ahmed is going to play cricket. I am going to the party today. So, are you familiar with the modal verbs? No. So, modal verbs are the verbs that describe your mood. For example, shall, will, used to, need to, would, ought to, should, could, etc. And remember, always use the first form of verb with the modal verbs. For example, you could do this. You should work hard for the PTE exam. And I know you will, definitely. Okay, let's move on to something very, very important. Remember, it's not a rocket science. It's subject-verb agreement. In subject-verb agreement, verb is in agreement with the subject and subject is in agreement with the verb. If the subject is singular, then the verb must be singular too. If the subject is plural, then the verb must also be plural. For example, he plays football. You like movies. They study together. I like PTE. Do you? Something very important. That is the rule of and. You must be familiar with this. No? Let me teach you. So basically, the rule of and is very easy. One thing that you need to remember about the rule of and, that you need to maintain the connotations on the both sides of and. They should be balanced. And another thing, basically and is used to connect the two phrases, two sentences, or two words. For example, if you use and there is singular on the one side of and, so there should also be singular on the other side of and. If there is plural on one side of and, plural should also be there on the other side of and. Let's see the examples. There is a book and pen on the table. There are apples and oranges in the basket. In these examples, you see that singular and singular are both balanced on the either side of and. Same rule applies for the plural. Let's move on to the rule of be. Remember, we use third form of verb with be. If we see the examples, number 1, the meal will be prepared by the chef. Here you see in this example, we use the be with will and then we use the third form of verb, that is prepared, not prepare, remember. And same is the case with example number 2. Here we see that he is in the great shape and is going to be discharged tomorrow. Here we see that we used be after to and then discharged. We didn't use discharge. We use the third form of verb with be. Remember, be, then the third form of verb. So let's talk about the question tags using to be verbs. Personally, it's my favorite and it's very easy. For example, you need to learn something important about this, that when adding the question tags, if the to be verb is in the statement that is positive, then the question tag must be negative. If the to be verb statement is negative, then the question tag should be positive. Remember, if the to be verb statement is negative, the question tag is positive. If to be verb statement is positive, then the question tag should be negative. We see the example. For example, there's number one. It was good, wasn't it? So similarly, you see here that we use the positive to be verb statement and then the negative tag. And similarly, it wasn't too bad, was it? So now you perfectly understand that what are the question tags. Hey, you know what? Even after mastering the English, some people don't even know the rule of did plus main verb. They have to struggle a lot about this. So you need to learn that verb that follows did should be used in its base form. For example, he did not attend the meeting yesterday. Did you go to the bed late last night? Moving forward to collocations. Frequency of words occurring together is called collocations. You know what? Collocations can help you in choosing the right words. For example, get up, back up, pay attention, take a shower. Give an example. So, when appearing in the PTE test, you come across many fill in the blanks that include the knowledge of collocations. So your knowledge of collocations should be very good so that you may attempt them in the best possible manner. So, if there is a blank, in most of the cases, if there is a blank after a and the, then there will always be the noun in the blank. For example, to provide an example, he narrated a story. An example, a story. You should meet the criteria. One thing to remember here, that an example, a story, the criteria. We used an with example because example starts with the noun vowel letter. Vowel letters are the letters that are A, E, I, O, U. So, if there is a blank before a noun, then an adjective, quality of a noun will be used. For example, he is a good student. This is a comfortable chair. That is a brilliant school. So, we use good and comfortable and brilliant as an adjective. Adjectives modify the noun. They provide the quality of the noun. So one thing to remember, that the knowledge of context is very important, like more than even grammar, because sometimes the knowledge of context in the exams like PTE are is very important in terms that sometimes it is a negative aspect of the sentence, sometimes it is a positive aspect of the sentence. You need to go through the aspects. So first of all, what you need to do is that read the passage to get an overall idea. When you know the overall idea, then you can actually use the best words that can fit the blanks, etc. So that was all today from the Pearson Test of English PTE Reading Module Tips. If you like it, please hit the like button, comment, like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next videos.